Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Friday, May 17th, 2024. Did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And what did you think?
I thought it was a breeze.
Me too.
It was fairly easy for a Friday for me.
It was about 1/4 of the time that it normally takes me to do a Friday crossword.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Uh-huh.
So I had all that extra time, didn't know what to do with myself.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it was a good crossword, I thought.
Oh, yeah,
but
I enjoyed it.
It was just surprisingly easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why that happens. You know, do they just think, well, we should give readers a break, or we should give the people who edit wordplay a break?
Perhaps.
But anyway, yes. And it had no theme.
No, it didn't.
But it
didn't even have a lot of long answers.
True.
Did you notice? The longest answer was maybe...
Like 53 across?
10, 11 squares. Not even that one.
Well, let's see. 21 down was 12.
Mm-hmm.
21 down being contingency, fallback plan.
Right.
I think that might have been the longest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right.
So.
Mm-hmm. But most of them were, between 5 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a lot of them that were just 3 and 4. So yeah, shorter answers, I think, make it easy.
Right.
Or easier.
Easier, yes.
Mm-hmm.
There was no real theme, but I thought I detected a mini theme. We had 10 down, food item that's fittingly shaped like a mouse cursor, and that was cheese wedge.
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty amusing.
Yes.
And then we had 32 across, empty the trash, ? And trash is capitalized, which is significant. And the answer was erase.
That's right.
As in erase a file.
Uh-huh.
And then we had 53 across, 3-finger salute to help reboot. And that was Control-Alt-Del for Control-Alt-Delete.
That's right.
And
yeah. So a little bit of a tech theme there.
Yes, I think so.
Interesting. I hadn't even noticed that.
We had 14 across, which is really sort of falling out of the tech theme, but at least it's still in STEM. Place for student mixers, science lab.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting one was 28 across. Oh, I keep trying to touch my screen instead of my mouse here. 1873 invention first used in San Francisco. Cable car.
Right.
And they're still used there. I don't know if they're used anywhere else, but now they're a huge tourist attraction.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. 19 across, like some blankets and burritos, wet.
Yes.
I understand wet blankets. I do not understand, and I'm not sure if I want to understand wet burritos.
Which one was that?
19 across.
19 across.
What's a wet burrito? I mean, clearly a burrito in water or something.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, like some Mexican restaurants serve burritos and they put a sauce on top. Maybe that's a wet burrito.
I don't know. Maybe these are like Mexican restaurants that are underwater.
I doubt that.
Let's see here. Wet burritos made casserole style, stuffed with beef, beans, and cheese, get baked under a gravy, served with onion, tomato, lettuce, and sour cream.
Okay, so I'm right.
Well, this is actually just something from all recipes.
Uh-huh.
I don't think this is a definitive explanation of what a wet... And it doesn't say why they call it a wet burrito.
Well, it's because it's got a sauce on top. It makes it wet.
Okay. It seems like an unnecessary adjective.
Okay.
But be that as it may, let's see, 20 across, eccentric. I initially went for potty, which meant I had sniper marks for 5 down, cutting lines. And then realized it wasn't potty, but dotty.
Dotty,
which
yes.
gave me snide remarks, which are definitely cutting lines.
I put for that one, that was 5 down. What was the clue for that?
Cutting lines.
Cutting lines. I put snide comment.
Oh.
But, of course, I thought it should really be comments.
Yes.
So I took it back out.
Good move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Snide remarks. Tangrams.
If the clue is plural, you have to respect that.
That's right.
6 down, arm raisers informally was delts.
Yes, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And 40 across, that was a blast from the past for me. 7-piece puzzles, tangrams.
Yes.
When I was a little girl, they had a toy that was just a bunch of geometric shapes, different colors, and then you could put them in various configurations, which was sort of a modified tangrams, maybe for a younger set. But I loved that game. I loved playing with that.
Okay, well,
it was my Legos, I guess.
I know what
our kids were into Legos.
I know what to get.
I was into tangrams.
I know what to get you for your birthday. Then a tangram puzzle.
No, I don't. I'm not into them anymore. But yeah, I love playing with tangrams.
So tangram has shown up 7 times in the New York Times crossword. Tangrams, plural, has shown up twice.
Wow.
In case you're keeping track.
Interesting.
Let's see. 31 down. Keep up to date on the issues? ? Was renew.
Right.
Which was funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one that I did not understand. 29 down. Court figure in old slang. Cager.
Cager. That's a basketball player. And I don't know that it's I suppose maybe it's an old slang, but they still use that sometimes to describe a basketball player.
They call them a cager?
Cager, yeah. We had that not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of cage matches.
No, a cager.
A cager? Mm-hmm. That's fascinating.
We just had that like maybe a couple weeks ago.
Really? Mm-hmm. Let's see. According to this, we had it today, and then in 2021.
Oh, maybe it was in the clue. Maybe it
might have been in the clue.
Yeah. Because I remember just seeing it related to the crossword, just like maybe a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
I'll have to. There's a way of searching by answer as well as clue, but you sort of have to go into like a different part of X-word info. So we'll just leave that as an open question.
Okay.
Let's see here. 45 down. Option in the Monty Hall problem was door.
Right.
I thought that was an amusing clue for door.
Yep. Another nostalgic one. Also 41 across. Hill's partner in publishing, and that was McGraw.
Right.
As in McGraw-Hill.
Yes,
published just about every one of my textbooks as I was going through school, I think.
I think I was more surprised because, I always think of McGraw as coming first, and it's just like Hill and McGraw. Okay, no. McGraw-Hill.
No, McGraw-Hill.
I think we should at some point talk about the Monty Hall problem, because that is pretty amusing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many of our listeners are familiar with the Monty Hall problem, but we'll have to leave
ever taken statistics, they might have heard of it.
We'll have to leave a link to it in the show notes.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. 23 across. Awards won by George Strait in 3 separate decades familiarly, and it was CMAs.
CMAs.
Okay. CMAs, the Country Music
Association Awards. They call them CMAs.
Okay. Country Music Awards, plural. Mm-hmm. And he's won it in 3 decades.
I think it's the Country Music Association Awards. I think CMA stands for Country Music Association.
Then it should be CMAA.
No, you don't call Emmys MEA. No, you don't call Oscars Oscar A.
I still want it to be CMAA. I'm sticking by that. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to note that I was unfamiliar with any of the decades in which George Strait won his won those awards. But
I figured that's what it had to be because I knew George Strait was a country singer, and I thought to myself, well, I only had really 3 letters because it was plural. So
sure.
So I thought, well, it's got to be CMAs because it wouldn't be Grammys. He probably won a lot of Grammys too, but.
And that middle M would have fallen pretty quickly because 24 down, credentials to climb the corp ladder, corp being short for corporation, would be MBA.
That's right.
Hard to miss that.
That's right. Boy, another kind of blast from the past. I remember this group, 41 down. Cass Elliot and Michelle Phillips in a 1960s group, the Mamas.
The Mamas.
And the Papas.
Mm-hmm.
But they were the Mamas.
And right beneath that, get a rise out of it. 43 across, bake.
Mm-hmm.
And 47 across, lovable rascal was a scamp.
Right.
I love that phrase. You can do like any, crime you want as long as people call you a scamp after.
You
can get away with a lot. Just like, you just blew up that building, you scamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the crossword, but it is Friday, which means it's time for Fun Fact Friday. Do you have a fun fact for Fun Fact Friday?
I do have a fun fact.
Oh, good.
Let me find it here.
Okay.
Here we go. This is from interestingliterature.com. And if you recall, yesterday we had a themed puzzle, and the theme was related to the phrase all for one and one, or one for all and all for one.
It actually was all for one and one for, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this, as I said, is from interestingliterature.com. The curious meaning and origins of one for all and all for one. That's the way I remember.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it starts with a little quiz. Which famous writer gave us the phrase one for all and all for one? You have multiple choice. A, William Shakespeare, B, Alexandre Dumas, or C, Virgil.
B.
That is, of course, it is B, because he made the phrase world famous as the motto of the Three Musketeers, technically four, since Athos, Porthos, and Aramis are joined by their new recruit, D'Artagnan. In his hugely popular 1844 novel, One for All and All for One is synonymous with the Musketeers of Dumas' swashbuckling adventure tale. Curiously, although the title page of the Three Musketeers bears his name alone, it wasn't exactly a solo effort. He had a bit of help from another writer, Auguste Marquis, who came up with a fair number of the plot details and conducted all the historical research before passing the outlines to Dumas for him to work his magic over. So that's the first interesting thing about it. In the novel, it appears in French, but it has also been translated into Latin, and that is the unofficial motto of the country Switzerland. So that is their motto. But the phrase was old when Dumas used it. So if you answered B, Dumas, to my question, then I'm sorry. It was actually A, William Shakespeare.
Really?
Isn't it always? So, anyway, it came not from his plays or his sonnets, but he was kind of in a lull between plays, and so he wrote this two narrative poems, Venus and Adonis and the Late Rape of Lucrece. And in the Rape of Lucrece, the story goes there were two soldiers that were best friends. One was married to the beautiful Lucrece. The other one decided Lucrece was pretty good. And so when his friend was away, he went to visit her and raped her. And she was very sad and distressed about it. And so when her husband came home, she told him about it and then took her own life. But after that was all over, Shakespeare had a poem within this story. The aim of all is but to nurse the life with honor, wealth, and ease in waning age. And in this aim there is such thwarting strife that one for all and all for one we gauge. As life for honor in fell battles rage, honor for wealth, and oft that wealth doth cost, the death of all, and altogether lost. So William Shakespeare was the one who actually put the phrase to pen and ink and put it in a story. But it actually is the motto, or I should say the moral of one of Aesop's fables called The Four Oxen. So even Shakespeare didn't come up with it originally. It was originally written by Aesop, which was way back in history. So a short history of one for all and offer one.
Right. Okay. Well, with that fun fact, I think we will wrap it up for today.
Okay.
So thanks everyone for listening. Tomorrow's crossword's already out. We're going to try and tackle it. We hope you will too. And we'll be back to talk about that crossword again tomorrow.
Bye-bye.